We live? It don't say live. Do you see live?
I
Well,
see some orange that says live.
oh, it's over there. See, I did the same thing with the loaf of bread the other day. I
Mhm.
opened the pantry. I said, "Where's the bread?" It was only 2 feet the other way, but that's not where it's supposed to be, right? I don't have time for that. So how are you today, Dr. Constance Leland with Level Up Academy? How are you?
I am ecstatic, but I have it's been 6 years since the last time I made and baked some turkey, and I have a 65-pounder turkey that I have to make tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, that's how
Yeah,
I feel right now.
I'm going to eat turkey, because if I had to cook the turkey, we're gonna eat canned soup. That's what that's how it works in my house, right? That's the one day a year, well, 2 days, Christmas, that I get to be Al Bundy. Yep, that's it. I'm just gonna sit around and let the female lions do their thing because anytime I try to help, I just mess it up. They don't want me in there, so I'm not even allowed in the kitchen.
That's like my husband. He
Alright.
burns water. That's what he does.
Yeah, I can fix a few things well. Alright, that's it. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out real quick, April Wyatt, Hounds ambassador, wonderful lady. With her bit living with intention, she has a lot of audio rooms. Well, we'll see how it goes with the new changes on LinkedIn, but we'll find another way. But she just got back from the Bali retreat. And apparently it was extremely transformational for everyone involved, and she has another one coming up in California in February, alright? So, scan the QR code, follow me, follow the Hounds of business page on LinkedIn, YouTube will be dripping this so you guys can get involved. Rave reviews. This she was made for this. Like, some people are just born like, Royce Blake, he was born with a radio voice, like, he's no she was born to help people learn how to be centered and have more harmony in life, and just really everybody loves her events. So go check out, April Wyatt's profile, go check out her website, scan some QR codes. We'll be posting about it, so check out our LinkedIn pages so you don't miss out. And then Kindness Week, we had Kindness Worldwide, all right? Love having them in the house, man. We want to make kindness like the default, right? Like, it should be the default for everyone. And Kevin Smith, right? Accomplished businessman in finance. He had a life-changing event and he pursued it and it changed his life and it's changing lives around the world. So, last I heard, I think he went one place and then he came back to York, Pennsylvania. So we're playing, remember back in the day, where in the world was Carmen Sandiego? Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're going because you can never like, every time I text the man, he's somewhere else. He's in Lithuania deal. I'm like,
Oh
"What
my
is going"
gosh. Or like, where
but
is Dora the Explorer? Instead of Dora, it'll be him. Where are you exploring right now?
with that one of a kind smile, absolutely, and, he's just the real deal, and the people that birds of a feather really flock together. I had some folks coming to the Hounds of Business, that I didn't even know are coming because we're pushing up Kevin, right? Kevin's a good guy, and business people saw that, and, hey, it's attraction, right? Like, who wouldn't wanna push up kindness? That's an honor. So, go check out the story, kindnessworldwide.org. It is a phenomenal story. You go to Hounds of Business on YouTube, Hounds of Business channel, we got some short videos about Kindness Week, and we'll be out here, and we're probably gonna have him on soon so he can talk about all the revelations and all the good things happening. Police are pulling people over and giving out kindness citations. I'd be scared to death, man. Like, "Oh, what did I do this time?" And they're like, "Hey, good job." Like, that's just but see, we need more of that. So thank you, Kevin, for following that trail, all right, that just happened to you a couple of years ago, and now look what happened. See, we're not the only crazy ones, CJ. Like,
No, it's
we gotta give
intentions.
Oh, yeah. Well, and again, this lady, good lady, right? And she decided to do something about it. Now she's wrote a book that I've heard several people say pretty much is the Bible of cancer survivorship. Really, a guide and a comfort to people who need the help. So, look who we roll with in the Hounds, guy. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So go to Jill Squire, her post, her website, scan the QR code. We will put this out there in the Hounds of Business, so we'll make sure people get access to these things. But we are super excited. And see, we're blocking the QR code. Check that out.
Move
All right.
us. There you go.
And Orchid Healthcare Solutions. This lady is phenomenal. Was a nurse, right? Had her family had cancer. So she decided to go in oncology, saw the things in oncology and said, I'm gonna make things happen. So now her business, there's so many from the providers to the survivors, everyone. She's got everything for everyone. I know I'm talking in code, but it's just too much to rattle off. If you have cancer, your loved one has cancer, this is the first place to go. All right. Go to Jill, go to Rochelle, both of them. All right. They're doing amazing, amazing things in the world right now in cancer survival rates and survivorship. So many people affected by this. And I don't know anyone who hasn't been affected by it. So we have so many great things happening. And not to drag this on, but hey, the Hounds is going next level December 1st, guys. That's why I look like I do. I'm so tired because I am too excited, CJ. Um, it's insane. All the things that we've done, we can do 100 times faster now. It is goofy. All right. So if you're trying to grow your business, be around other heart center, high level professionals, hey, no more strays out there. All right. Plug in, chat with people in the comments. Of course, I want to say the Hounds is great. Go ask someone else that's a Hound, right? See what they think about it and come to the group call. All right. You get entertained as well as educated. I promise you. And I give out introductions. I don't care if you join the Hounds or not. You spent your time with me. I'm going to hook you up. I want to see people win. It's not about me, right? That's why we love Level Up. It's not about us. All right. You have something special to do in this world. And people are now more determined to do that. They're like, hey, I'm going to go do something special. I don't know how. And you know what the sad part is? They won't. Most of them won't because they
Oh,
don't have the
yeah.
support and resources.
They just talk. By the way, Hounds of Business, I'm so excited, Mike, December 1st, because we have HOB leveled up literally. So I can't wait.
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be fun. So, hey, let's roll the intro because I want to give everybody these holiday tips. Everybody's talking about, the diet plans going down and allergic to this and it's just so easy to get derailed, and then you're all deflated at New Year's, right? So we got a special guest that's going to help us with some really simple but powerful tips. So let's roll the show. You ready? Ready to roll the intro?
Let's go.
Oh, 18 hours later. All right, let's do it. If I can find the button. See, this is why I have help, guys. We'll make it. Oh, did you see that move? That was see? Now y'all know I need.
Are you looking to grow your network and your net worth with other high-level heart-centered professionals? Then grab a seat and your favorite beverage and join Mike Asherbranner, the Redneck Connector. It's time for the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour.
Here we go. David Medneski. Hey, how are you today, my friend?
I'm doing great, Mike. How are you doing?
Well, you can tell how I'm doing, man. I'm tired, but I'm excited. Look at all these folks in the comments. Michelle is here. Russ Hedge is here, man. It's Merry Christmas to me early. Look at that. Tracy Lamb
Kelly,
is here. Look at that.
Homer, right? Homer says pink. So
Omar.
I got to do that. Pink waving hand. Perfect.
Oh, Omar. Hey, Omar, my bad. Yes, sir. December 8th, I'm honored. Omar's got a great show and a great game show, and he invited me on it. So I feel like royalty now. Thank you, Omar. You're the man. Royce Blake. Hey, we said his name like Beetlejuice. Look, there he comes, radio voice. Look at that.
Tommy's here too.
Royce, all right. Oh man. Well, hey, before they leave, Kelly, always good to see you. Kelly does amazing work for disability and veterans. Kelly, you're going to love this. We got to connect you with these ladies. Our star guest today. I'm telling you, this is what we do. All right. So, David, walk me through it, man. What holidays? Everybody starts to unravel the stress. I grab something to eat. Man, there's a million and one reasons. So, what do you want to share with the folks today to help them through the holiday challenges and temptations, my friend?
Well, most people say they're going to start their diet or fitness journey January 1st. So my recommendation is start now. Start before Thanksgiving. And the way you can do that is simply by avoiding the diet sodas, fruit juices, and alcohol beverages. Now, I'm not saying you have to totally abstain from alcohol. Instead of having 2 glasses of wine or 2 beers, have one. Also, instead of using a dinner size plate to celebrate your Thanksgiving dinner, use a salad plate. And instead of heaping it high, just take what you want to eat, regardless of what it is, and just eat slower. That way you can enjoy it. Put your fork down between bites, chew your food, drink lots of pure water. I would recommend drinking at least 2 8-ounce glasses before you start eating your meal, because then water is a natural appetite suppressant. So you'll feel fuller and you won't be as hungry and you won't want to eat as much. And then avoid going back for seconds. The other thing is, if you're going to indulge in having pumpkin pie or apple pie or pecan pie, whatever your favorite pie is, what I say is a slice is the size of two fingers put together, not four fingers. So that way you can enjoy your pie with two fingers as a slice, and be able to, be able to participate with everybody in celebrating the holidays.
I hope people have big fingers, man, 'cause if you got the little baby fingers,
There. Do you not see how small my fingers are? They're smaller than my children.
yeah, CJ didn't like that tip. Alright.
CJ can use three fingers then.
Yes, yes, maybe 4. I'll push it to 4.
It's hilarious. That's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. So, you're saying you don't have to you can have some fun, just not too much. Just control yourself, reward yourself, and don't go overboard. Is that what I hear you saying?
Exactly. Yeah, you can have everything that you want. There's no restrictions. Just do smaller portions, eat slower, don't go back for seconds. And that way you're enjoying the food and you're not overindulging, and you're not going to gain the extra 5 or 10 pounds between now and New Year's. Because that's what
There you
happens.
go.
Everybody gains the extra 5 to 10 pounds, and then they start New Year's, and why wait till then? Start now.
Yeah, I'm doing that in my business. I'm doing that in every aspect. How about you, CJ?
Yeah, I started 60 days ago for the whole entire thing, but I noticed also, like, it's so funny. My daughter's like, "Hey mom, you're Asian," because I said I'm allergic to rice, and she's like, "You're Asian. There's no way you're allergic to rice." I'm like, "I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm having so much bloat at night. So yes, I shouldn't eat after 6 for sure. Intermittent fasting. I know all of these things, but do you have a way to motivate at least me to be consistent and not like I will do it someday, and then I want results, but I'm not doing nothing about that result. I'm good with my business, just not good with eating and exercise. Any way that you can give me tips?
Sure. With regard to exercise and physical activity, the only thing I require of my clients is that they walk, 15, 30 minutes a day, because walking is the most underrated physical activity you can do. Rebel Wilson, the actress, lost 77 pounds in a year simply walking an hour each day. Now, I realize not everybody has an hour to devote to walking each day. However, Mindy Kaling lost weight, and what she did is, when she had a 10 or 15-minute break, instead of going on social media or texting friends, she go for a 10 or 15-minute walk. Well, if you do that 3 or 4 or 5 times throughout the day, you're getting in 15 minutes to 45 minutes to an hour. So the whole thing is, you don't have to do your physical activity all at one time. You can break it up throughout the day. And with intermittent fasting, most people are doing it without realizing it. To me, an intermittent fast is stop eating 3 hours before you go to sleep. And if you get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, and your first meal is 2 or 3 hours after you wake up, that's at least 12 hours. That's an intermittent fast. And a lot of people say, well, if I'm hungry when I wake up, what should I do? Well, the first thing I do is drink 20 ounces of
That's
clear
sweet.
water, because it rehydrates me and also acts as an appetite suppressant. So most people can do it. And it's not so much what we can do, it's what we will do. And again, if you overindulge, don't beat yourself up. Just course correct and get back on track. So think of yourself as an airplane on autopilot. If you're traveling from Los Angeles to New York or vice versa, and the plane is off 1 degree, it will be off course by 266 miles. And during the journey, the autopilot of the plane is correcting 90 to 95% of the time. So what I tell people is, think positive, because 80% of our thoughts are negative. So imagine if you change it to being positive. And again, if you overindulged or you ate more than you wanted to, then just course correct and get back on and think positive. So that's some of the things you can do. And again, when you're looking at things, you're not thinking of making a sacrifice or you're um, foregoing something. You're making a healthy choice.
Yeah, I love that.
There we are.
Mike, tomorrow when I'm eating my turkey, I'm like, course crack, CJ, you're gonna have to walk twice as hard as this. And I have English bulldogs. I don't know if you have English bulldogs, but they literally will not move after a certain amount of steps. Um, yeah. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
can walk my German Shepherd, it's fine, but my English bulldog, oh man, Mike, what are we doing? We're gonna talk and walk at the same time so we can exercise?
You know, can I eat parrot? Because I saw a really nice red parrot, and I don't know if barbecue sauce or honey mustard would.
Teriyaki,
Oh,
teriyaki.
yeah, CJ put a picture, of her bird, and I was like, "Hey, is it barbecue sauce or honey mustard better with that bird?" Yeah, apparently she loves that bird, don't say that. Alright, so David, thank you so much for coming. Check out, his book. I've been reading it, I use it, it's a guide. You can read it straight through, and you can use it as a guide or do both. But he's been sitting down with me once a week doing accountability, and it's working. It really is. I really enjoyed it, and because I don't talk about people I don't know, right? I only talk about people I know, right? And I can believe in. So this is the go-to for me. And he does wellness workshops. So make sure you go to jadedhealth.com. He does a lot of employee wellness workshops and programs to help folks get healthy. He's got a lot of options, and they're doing them. They're absolutely doing them. And so next week we're all going to have a great show about the holidays, mental, physical health. Don't miss it, guys. It's going to be a fun one. So thank you so much, David. You're a rock star, and I can't wait to see you again next week, brother.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, CJ. Bye bye.
Bye
My
bye. We'll see
pleasure.
you in my live soon.
Sounds good.
All right, bye.
All right. Well, thank you for holding in there, everyone. It's it's fun because I figured it's Wednesday, right? It's Thanksgiving tomorrow in the US. Nobody's here. And, the Hounds always surprises in a good way. Thank you all so much. Tracy Lamb, happy Thanksgiving. We're going to bring in these ladies who are after midnight their time, midnight to be on my show. Oh my gosh. Woo! Look at me feeling good. And these not just any ladies. These are pioneers, amazing women who are doing amazing things in the world just because they want to. That's a common theme in the Hounds and Level Up. Just because they want to see things improve, they're going to go get it done, and they have. And we're going to help them get that out there. So without further ado, Shelley and Charlene, it is so great to see you here. How are you ladies doing?
Good, thanks, Mike. How are you?
Yeah, we're good. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Oh, my pleasure. My goodness. And Shelley smiles all the time. Apparently Charlene does too. I just met Charlene, 20 minutes ago. Um, but yeah, I had to because first of all, let me go ahead. You all advocate for disability around the world, right? For access and all these things because I don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty obvious across the world, not just Ireland, right? And not just the US. If you go and you try to do travel arrangements or you try to travel somewhere or you go to a hotel, the pets have it easier than folks who have challenges, disabilities, right? And that's not okay. This is 2024, dadgummit. So you all are making an impact. So Shelly, do me a favor. I'll pull your stuff up. Everybody, scan the QR code, right? Share this with other people, repost it. Just little things make a giant impact. But do us a favor. I want to start off with your story because it is seriously unbelievable. Probably, if not the most inspiring, one of the most for sure. So tell us what your background is, and I'm going to interrupt you because I still get shocked every time I hear this. So everybody, listen up carefully. All right, go ahead, Shelley.
Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow. Um, I was a happy and healthy teenager and just child. And whenever I was 15, I came home with 24-hour flu-like symptoms. And everyone thought I was going to be back to school on the Monday. And unfortunately, as the days went on, I became weaker and weaker. And within a few months, my mum and dad were having to carry me upstairs. And within about a year, I was hospitalised for 10 and a half months, where I was paralysed, tube fed, blind, and needing 24-hour care. My mum and dad, thankfully my mum was a nurse and my dad was a building constructor, and dad extended the walls to take me home and my mum took early retirement to care for me at home. At that stage the prognosis was far from good. That's the way they thought that I was going to be the rest of my life. And I was brought home and nursed in one room, and I was confined to bed with a team of local women who were domestics in schools. They were factory workers, and they just were on an on-call system and learned how to work with me. And that is how I spent 12 years of my life, just confined to bed with only my carers and my pets for company. So
Okay.
when we,
No, I'm
okay.
interrupting you. No. So you're young, you're a teenager, right? And then things start happening, right? ME and you had accident. And then all of a sudden, from just like everyone else, right? Just going to school, doing life, you now you're bedridden, right?
Yeah,
And you're in pain and the things are happening. Like just kind of all of a sudden, right? Like,
yeah. Like literally one day, that's what I mean. One day you're fine, and the next, within a day, within an hour, your life totally changes. I left school at 15. Before doing it, I left with no qualifications, and I was left 12 years bedbound and tube fed, and it really puts life into perspective and what you're grateful for.
12 years, right? I mean, good. I get bored in 5 seconds, I mean, like, so and it wasn't just bedridden, right? It was pain and a lot of other things that we talked
It
about on
was.
the last
It
show.
was. I couldn't have noise. I couldn't be touched. I couldn't be washed. Any painkillers, any treatment that I was given, my body reacted against. I had to come to a stage where I just had to stop all medication in order to actually survive, because I was losing so much weight by my body rejecting the medication. I'm nearly 6 foot tall, and I started off as 15-year-old at nearly 15 stone. I don't know how many pounds that is, but I went as low as 5 stone. And my mum couldn't look at me at one side of the bed. She said I just looked like a skeleton. And that it is very scary, yeah. Scary for everybody to watch, scary for your family to watch.
Oh, real quick, spoiler alert, right? Now I see you playing soccer, sorry, football, right? And over there.
Yeah.
And I mean, first of all, y'all, you understand, like, she looks like a baby, right? A wee baby, but she's around my age. I ain't trying to ghost y'all, but I wanna prove the point that this was not like today, like, we just play on social media, like, it was a lot of isolation, a lot of things, but here you are running around, advocating, doing things, smiling everywhere, so what changed? 'Cause listen, I get a paper cut and I'm out the game for, like, a day. I cannot even imagine the mental fortitude and all the things that you had to endure and not just give up. Like, so what was the defining moment between all of that in those 12 years and then that day that you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna make it happen." What happened? Tell us.
Pure stubbornness. I never wanted to let this illness, I knew there was more in my life. And as I started to improve on my 28th birthday, I was able to be hoist lifted for the first time into a chair for 5 minutes. And I wasn't able to have socks on. That's why I was showing you my socks earlier, my purple socks. I wasn't able to have socks on for 12, 14 years. I wasn't able to have a bath for 20 years. But as I improved and was able to get into a chair, then I could gradually lengthen that time each time, and it was just I was just like a rubber doll being put back into bed. And then it went from that to be able to be hoist lifted into a wheelchair. And over here we call it R plates on the chair. So for really drivers, so we put R plates on my wheelchair, and my carers had to push my chair so slowly because I was in so much pain every bump of the chair. And then it got to the stage I was able to manage more, so I was getting them to rally down the roads with my chair. But then I was able to go to Buddy Bear in Dungannon, and it is a school for children with cerebral palsy, and it taught me the pedotherapy. So I was going twice a week, which would be an hour's drive away, to learn the therapy. And unfortunately, it took 5 of the conductors to hold me up. I needed people to hold my head, my shoulders, my arms. So to be able to be walked, it took 5 people, and one was crouching down to actually lift my leg to walk up and down the room. I was told I needed my ankles strengthened, so I went all out with my pink jazzy sparkly DM boots, and that was my physio boots. So we realised that 5 people, I couldn't have 5 people at my beck and call every day. So I needed a specialised standing frame. So I'm forever grateful for the Fermanagh Public. They raised £6,000 for me to have an electronic standing frame, which enabled me to stand, sit and lie. I was hooked into it. I was told I should only do it 20 minutes a day. But again, stubbornness kicked in and I did it for 6 hours a day because I thought, I'm not having a specialised piece of equipment in the corner. I'm going to make use out of it, and I will be up and I will be, So during COVID, when everybody was in lockdown, I was up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down by electric, and I was known as the bionic woman, hooked into a metal machine. So from there, it got to a stage that I was able to eventually, I still can't get out of a chair on my own, I still can't eat and dress myself, I still need help for every aspect of daily living, but with the help of my friends and my carers, I am able to get out of a chair and put my arm around their shoulders, and as long as they walk, I can walk forever. They have brought me up mountains, they have brought me to play football. I'm back on the anti-gravity treadmill machine, which is an independent. I'm hooked up to it, and it allows me to walk and to run independently. I am now in choir practice. I was on stage doing singing to switching on the lights. I am total adrenaline junkie, where if I'm told no, I can't do it, that's when I will do it. I've been go-karting and zip-lining, really shouldn't be, but what the doctor doesn't know, it doesn't hurt them.
Yeah, the doctor probably doesn't watch the HOB live, but I don't know, we have a lot of doctors who do, so they talk, right? So, isn't that amazing, CJ? No, I
Yeah,
was
I
thinking
actually was
over.
curious. So you have right now a robotic exoskeleton. Is that what it is?
No, I don't need it anymore. It was a standing frame, a specialised standing frame. So because I'm so tall, it's basically it was hooked in and strapped in on my legs, my chest, my arms, and around my torso, and it was an electronic standing frame. So the girls pressed the button up, and as soon as my legs would have turned every single colour under the sun, blue, purple, red, and then because it was blood pressure related, we knew things weren't right when the colours started coming into the legs, all different colours.
But
So
right
then
now you can do everything without it no more, right?
yes, I don't need my wheelchair anymore. But just to get out of a chair and to walk, I need support from my carers. Yeah. So
Wow.
I feel like a free woman.
Oh
I
my
can
gosh.
I can now
When you
I
were
can
saying
now.
socks, I was like, okay, I will send you some socks. I love warm, fuzzy socks, sprinkled pink, everything. So if you like anything neutral and you go to your closet and you're like, yeah, this is from CJ. It is bright. Okay. So that's for sure. Oh my God. Thank you for your story. Charlene, we want to get to know you here in our HOB community. How are you doing? And let us know if you guys are still here. Hashtag HOB, and tell us what you're all about and what's your story, Charlene.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks everybody for having me, and yeah, happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow. And yes, I'm too from Northern Ireland, as you can hear from the accent. Although I am dialing in or calling in today from England, sunny Essex, and I have the absolute pleasure of leading what is called Purple Tuesday. And Purple Tuesday is a global initiative that was founded by a guy called Mike Adams, who is disabled himself. He has no arms and he's short in stature. And he had an experience, and it was all based around his own customer experience, where he and his non-disabled partner were out shopping in the lead up to Christmas one year in 2017. And he realized that when he went into shops, he was either completely ignored by the frontline staff, or they would only speak to his non-disabled partner. And in the stores that he was welcomed in, or he was interacted with, that was the stores that he spent his money in, and obviously did his shopping. And on reflection, he knew that this wasn't because of just direct discrimination against him as someone with a disability, that it actually was about absolute fear of getting something wrong. And so therefore the frontline staff avoided him and swerved the conversation altogether in the fear of getting it wrong. But ultimately, you know, if you are ignored as a customer, are you actually going to, have a good experience and want to spend your money? So in essence, then businesses were missing out because they were not delivering good customer experiences to the disability consumer, right? The disabled consumer. And so it actually was just a little bit of like serendipity of a situation where Mike, who is very, very well known in the disability community and in sort of business leadership here in the UK, he was invited to a government roundtable for retail in that year, the following year. And ultimately the discussions came up around in the lead up to the following Christmas around, well, what can we do to really engage and support that consumer with disability? And Mike said, you know what, I think I've got an idea. And if you know Mike, he's a bit of a maverick, and do follow his socials. He says, I think I've got an idea. I see there's a gap here between, obviously there's a desire by the business community to do better, but there's this fear of getting it wrong and not fully understanding what the needs of that customer is, and obviously the disability community. So we need to break down these barriers, and we need to create something that is going to connect the two communities together. And so he came up with this concept of Purple Tuesday. And I know you're going to ask me, why Purple Tuesday? So one, purple is the color that is related to disability. So that is like the globally recognized color of disability. And Mike said, well, we've got Black Friday, we've got Cyber Monday. Why don't we just create a Purple Tuesday? And that's how Purple Tuesday got, basically born at that round table. And they decided to do a bit of a pilot in retail at that time. So this is in 2018. And they decided to do a bit of a pilot that time just to see if there was an appetite for something like this initiative. And in the first year, from announcing it in terms of like it as an initiative, over 750 retailers signed up to get involved in Purple Tuesday. And just to put that into context, we now have over 7,000 organizations participating, and we launched in the UK, and now we're in 9 countries celebrating across the world, which is just the recent Purple Tuesday. So that's sort of the concept behind what Purple Tuesday is, and I have the absolute pleasure of leading that and delivering that and making people aware of what it is that we're trying to achieve.
Wow, I love that. I actually did a little bit of research because I was curious what is Purple Tuesday. The only purple thing I know is my purple mattress that my kids have, and
Yeah.
they will not let it go. Okay, and it's beautiful. Like I don't have any back problems on their mattress, but Purple Tuesday actually is pretty amazing. When I was reading it with the global social movement dedicated to customer experience, like you said, for disabled individuals, and I love that they found the gap, that it's all about miscommunication and really intentions, and also one party just like, hey, let me help to be inclusive across all various sectors. And I know that your global reach was like 6,000 organizations. I don't know if it's more now, but it's like in Pakistan and obviously USA, UAE, and Southeast Asia. So this is amazing. And the economic impact really is what, 13 trillion globally, it says. That's
Yeah.
pretty amazing, right? Like 14% annually because of this small, it's not small, but at the beginning, it's like, it is an act of, hey, let's communicate. And it went to 13 trillion. Like, wow.
And rising.
Yeah.
It is. And the thing was, like, you know, obviously in times gone by, people considered the disability community as probably being quite small, this real, you know, small minority group. But it's actually the largest minority group in the world. And when you add the disabled individual and their family, we're looking at a third of the world's population. That's the size of the disability community. So it's not an insignificant market for a business to try to engage and to support. So if you give a really good experience to the individual with the, you know, with the disability, then their, you know, their family members and friends are going to come and spend their money with you too, and their time with you too. And if you close the gates to that individual with a disability coming in through your door, your virtual door, what have you, well, you're then impacting and influencing how the family spends their time as well. So they're not going to leave the individual at home just because they've got a disability and they can't get physically into a premise. So there's a lot of, like, from my perspective, my job is to educate organizations about, well, what do we mean about accessibility in 2024? And what do we also mean by disability in 2024? And it's not just people in wheelchairs that we need to consider, because in actual fact, that's only 8% of the disability population are wheelchair users. So we really, there's a whole awareness and education that we really need to you know, bring to the fore. And that's what Purple Tuesday is about. It's about that raising awareness and demystifying, you know, the, you know, what we mean by disability, and actually what, you know, the disability community can and cannot do, and the value that they bring to their businesses. Yeah.
Yeah, you set me up like we've already scripted this, but we don't. So, yeah, and let me go to that because businesses, right? So that on a global scale, especially we're talking with Shelley, right? Hotels, right? And I'll let Shelley chime in on the hotel thing because I had no idea it was that bad. Like you should pay like 10% if it's that bad of an experience in most hotels. Um, but again, it's not just to be a nice business and it's good I mean, it's a good look to be socially responsible, but it's also profitable, right? It is more profitable. So if you put the investment in to make things more accessible for folks with disabilities, you're gonna make more money, right? That's what I learned from Shelley in just like 30 minutes the other day. So y'all want to expand on that a little bit? Why is it important? And what are the benefits for businesses to get on board quick, right? Before it becomes a thing, right? Do it now. Why?
Because the world, everybody in the world is living longer. Um, there's more illnesses, and as we age, there's going to be more disability, and the chances of either ourselves or our family members or our friends or our colleagues becoming disabled is increasing. And if we do this now, and if we have the infrastructure in place now, then we make it such, our lives become easier, and we won't even be thinking of disability and accessibility and inclusion. It will just be, we will be living our lives, and things will be made so much easier for everybody. They won't have to go through the discrimination and the access barriers that I had to go through whenever I was wheelchair. I was put out of restaurants because my wheelchair was too big. I was put out of classrooms and had to have my classmates vote on whether they wanted me to remain in class. I have had to be lifted in a wheelchair by 4 bouncers, which I thought was absolutely fantastic at the time, to go to a nightclub and to a pub. Then you suddenly realise the dangers that are, if the part came off my wheelchair, or if one of these men fell, then there are 5 people being put at risk of being injured. And that is where fun, where you think it's fun and it's a whole new experience, it actually becomes dangerous and hazardous. If access was just the norm, we could all go have fun, participate, and just have equal opportunities in every aspect of life.
Like, and I would like to extend on that. Like, first of all, you would never hear anybody saying as a customer, that was too much of an accessible experience for me. That's never going to be an excuse. That's never going to be feedback that business is going to receive. And so therefore, from my perspective, if you want to future-proof your organization, then you need to embed accessibility and inclusive practices from the get-go. And if you're in a unique position that it's a business startup and so on, then make sure that you have considered accessibility and inclusion at that point. And if you're not, that obviously then go back and look and review and find the opportunities to improve, because businesses that are not doing it are simply not going to survive in the future, because as Shelley said, we are an aging population. We are acquiring our little, bags of disabilities along the way as we get older. And so, that is going to influence how, our own experiences, whether as a customer, but also from an employee base. Your workforces are getting older, we're working longer. Certainly the retirement ages are going higher and higher all of the time. And so, that is actually going to impact again how, your role and your responsibilities in looking after your workforce as well. So, it really is like imperative for organizations to really address around accessibility, challenges and barriers that exist today, and obviously look to opportunities to remove them for the future.
Yeah, I love that you extended that, because there were so many things going on through my head. For disclosure, I have ADHD, so my brain just goes everywhere when you were talking that. And, you're right. Some families, like Asian families, I had a cousin that basically needs to have somebody all the time because he has brain tumor and he has epilepsy. And so he's 25, but he can't go anywhere alone, not even in the bathroom. Sometimes he has to have his own nanny, and he hates it. Don't even mention it to him. He's like, I don't have a nanny. I was like, yeah, you do. And so we just kind of, because he's epileptic and we want to make sure, right? And he lives in Asia, but when they do go to stores and things like that, Asian people like to spend money. But if you have one weird look and their son, that entire 27 people who's willing to spend thousands of dollars in your store is gone. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. I also wanted to ask, like, what are the most pressing challenges with people with disabilities face every day in life? Because right now we're talking about physical, and there are mental disability as well that most people don't really need, help, but sometimes you see it, right? How can we as a society better address these issues? What do you think?
So from my point of view, right, everybody's experience of disability is going to be different. Okay. So I would certainly be saying, don't assume that because you have a experience of a disability that you know exactly what that individual needs and wants. I always tell people, especially if you're in a frontline sort of service role, always ask, how can I help you? Because that then passes the opportunity for the individual to tell you what is best for them and their needs and their opportunities. And don't just assume that they're a wheelchair user, I know what to do here. Actually ask them, because they'll be able to indicate what help they actually need. And you highlighted something around the visible disabilities, but we also know, like today, like over 80% of disabilities are hidden or non-visible. So you wouldn't necessarily know. Somebody walks in to your store or to your business, for an interview, etc., that they have an additional need. So, you just have to be aware that this is the case, that again, just don't assume that because you can visibly see someone that they don't have an additional needs. And so it's really important that, these are all considered the different points of contact that you have. So always ask, don't assume is one of my tips. And there's some amazing initiatives as well. I don't know if you've come across it, the Sunflower Lanyard Scheme. It's very, it's in something like 400 airports across the world. It's one of our big partners. And essentially what it is, it's a lanyard, or you might wear a nice little pin or what have you, and it's off a sunflower. And what that basically signals to the individuals around them is that I have a hidden disability, I have a hidden impairment, and so therefore I may need more time, I may need additional assistance, and it allows the frontline staff or the person that sees that lanyard to ask the question, so how can I help you? And it just removes that awkwardness of that first part of the conversation, because that signals is very, very clear. So there is some amazing things that are out there for people to be able to share that they have an additional need. It's just about providing the training to your staff, and also you taking the responsibility yourself of making yourself more aware of these types of things around you.
I actually had experience of that, Charlene. A couple of weeks ago, I went to the Tower Bridge in London, and I was given a sunflower bracelet. Forgot that I still had it on me and headed for the airport. And with my carer Leanne, she was getting through security, and somebody came up to me. This man came up to me. He knelt down beside me, and he said, "I see your bracelet. Can I help you in any way?" And I thought, life has suddenly changed. This perspective has changed. He noticed that bracelet. He knelt down and he asked me quietly. He didn't shout, "I had a disability" or whatever. And he didn't go grabbing my bag in case I thought it was stolen. He actually knelt down beside me and he asked, did I need help? And first of all, I was very taken aback that person knew, because I thought, oh my goodness, the sunflower is becoming international, it's well known. He knew what to do, he knew exactly what way to work it. And I said, thank you so much, but my carer's over there, and he says, I'm going to be about the airport for about another hour. And he says, if you ever need anything, I'm just about. And I thought, life is suddenly changing, the perspectives and thinking and around the disability conversation, it's all moving. And it is moving, it's just not moving quick enough.
No,
Wow.
and it also helps that you're the nicest person like anybody. You smile even when you're mad, for Pete's sake, right? There's only one
I think if
problem,
somebody came and robbed me bag, I probably still would laugh.
and she'd still be smiling. He just ran up and snatched her purse, and she's like, "Hey,
I'll probably
return
say
it
go on
later,"
ahead.
Oh my
But
gosh.
seriously, like, I can't help it. I let so many things, a lot of us do, I mean, but I let so many things get me down. And with what you overcome and continuously overcome every day, and the smile on your face and the gratitude that comes out of you is just absolutely contagious. I'm serious. Like, I don't even, I'm like, oh, I'm in a bad mood. I'll just be like, hey, I'm gonna message Shelley. Like, it'll disappear like that. You know, and that's
Watch
what
out,
I mean.
Shelley. I might message you too. I am not having a good day today. How are you doing? Put
You're
me in
more than welcome.
perspective.
She
Do you know
will.
what?
Shit.
It's only when you are told that things are never going to improve for you and you feel you have lost everything, that is when you're just so grateful for everything. And
Yeah.
that is what I want to do. I don't want people to have that feeling ever again. So I want to push regulations and standards. Just, they're not there at the minute, and it's
Let's go. Let's do
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
do it, sister. Even if we have to travel to Ireland, but you will find me. I'm 5 feet tall and you're 6 feet tall. My husband's 6'1". You will find me. I'll be the loudest, brightest Asian you'll ever meet in there. So you're like, where's CJ? Oh, I know where she's at. I do have to go because I have to teach, but I want
Oh,
this question answered, and Mike will handle this. But how has the rise of technology impacted accessibility and opportunities for people with disabilities?
Well, for me personally, it has been an absolute it's been absolutely brilliant. I've been able to complete my masters through my voice assisted technology. I have so much independence. I can't use my hands. I have very poor eyesight, and I can message all my friends. I can speak to everybody. I can ring, have a phone call. I can reduce isolation by it. I can do emails. I'm working away. I've started a business, and I've been able to do so much with my voice. And it's my voice, along with the voice, with this technology, not only through technology, but my voice is what I have, and that is what I'm going to push to be able to have others not, have a much more broadened horizons in their life.
Yeah,
And
look
that's
from
that's what.
yeah. Oh,
Go ahead,
sorry. I
Shelley.
was just going to say, yeah, sorry, Mike. But from my perspective, disability drives innovation. So
Absolutely.
any of the big technological advancements, if you think of your Alexa, you think of your electric toothbrush, etc., like that, they have all been developed because of a barrier, an accessibility barrier because of disability. So Alexa was a tool for the disability community to, to communicate with things, these voice activation, and now it's in everybody's household. So things get serious. So the way I see it is that technology is going to just continue to advance in this way. You look at VR, and you look at AR. It's all leading to the support of the disability community to be able to engage more in day-to-day life.
Even closing curtains, turning on the television, turning on and off lights.
Exactly.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And it can only
Absolutely.
get better. It can only get better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with you two leading the charge and the what thousands, there has to be at least thousands of people on board with this. It's like saying, who's on cancer's side? Like, like who's on like not improving disability awareness and inclusion? It's goofy and it's profitable. That's what I mean. It's like, really? You invest in I've seen businesses invest in stupid stuff, right? Like this is a no-brainer. You don't need a lot of case study to say, hey, this is going to improve bottom line as well as publicity, et cetera, right? So I just think it's amazing what you ladies are doing. So let me switch gears before we end because man, I'd keep you out here to midnight. But Thanksgiving over here, I'm surprised the Hounds showed up, like they did, but I'm not because they're Hounds. That's what they do. They always surprise me. So let me ask you this. There's accommodation for all, right? And there's a special day. So tell people about the special day. It's December 3rd. I think I got it wrong. And
December 3rd, yes.
what is it about?
It's the internet.
International Day of Persons with Disabilities.
Yes. It's about celebrating everybody in life. It's about celebrating who we are, and that we are proud to be who we are. But there are so many people out there with so many different abilities, and we all want to be out in the world and in society. 30 years ago, I think I've told you before, Mike, we all would have been hidden. And this is time for us all to be out in society and enjoying. And as I say, exploring equal, effective, enjoyable experiences and fully participating in life. And it's a day to celebrate what we have gone through, and it's also a day to celebrate what's possible out there for us. And just for everybody to see our personalities, our characters, and our abilities, and that we are just as equal as everybody else in this world.
Absolutely. And you just don't talk it, you do it. That's what I mean. Like every time you're out there, you were, it was what, 5 hours ahead of me. And I was like, is it 2 in the morning and you're putting up decorations? It's like, what are you doing? But you don't care. You're here now. It's what, 1 o'clock your time now, both of y'all. I mean, in the morning, you're going to do whatever it takes. And that's why I couldn't wait to have you ladies on here because the Hounds loves that, right? We have, confrontingdomesticviolence.org, and we got some things going on that we support. And that's what, honestly, it motivates us to do more business so we can give more time, more money, more awareness. So I'm so glad that you look at that. Who is called? Did y'all see the messages earlier? Somebody's calling me. I said, "Why would a hound be calling me during the flagship show?" And guess who it is? It's my family. My family's not watching the show. Bob Feathers came today, and my family's not even watching. I'm about to get on them. But it is Thanksgiving, so all right, do me a favor. Explain a little bit, if folks missed it, about your business, your organization. So it's just us and access for all for you, Shelley. How can what does it do, and how can people plug in and be a part of it?
Well, Just Us, I set up Just Us in 2020, and it's a not for profit organisation, so it's all voluntary. I have a brilliant array of volunteers and committee members. So when I was a wheelchair user, I realised there was such a lack of facilities, transportation, access to all pubs and clubs, and really getting out and socialising and having entertainment. So in my naivety, I just thought I was putting together a Christmas party for my friends. And this turned into, when are we having the next one? And I suddenly realised, oh goodness, this might have to become an organisation. So Just Us has expanded absolutely unbelievably. I thought during COVID that with having to protect everybody and their health and safety, that it was going to fold. Thankfully, it's bounced back and it's expanding every single day. We provide regular social activities for adults with disabilities. We don't segregate them, so it's no matter what disability they have. And we provide these social activities in safe, inclusive, and accessible venues. So we hire the hotel function rooms. We bring in the DJs, so where there is not the accessible facility, we make that happen. And they now, people who I didn't realise even could speak, are now coming up and asking the DJ for their songs. They have gained so much confidence. They're in rooms where they're dancing together, they're going through similar situations.
Aw.
Ability, disability, illness, sickness is never mentioned. It's the music goes on and they party hard. They party hard. So that is now extended from parties. We now bring them on educational trips. We bring them to ice hockey matches. They're currently, I wasn't able to go tonight. They're having a choir. Within 1 week, I told the council that we had a Just Us choir put together. We didn't even have one rehearsal. Within 1 week, I had them on the stage singing, singing to the Christmas lights being turned on Saturday. It's amazing what you can do within a few hours. As you say, running about a football pitch with my carer. There are gym sessions tomorrow. We're having a big Christmas party, and the list goes on and on. So my role there is voluntary, and I'm continuously organising. Just as it's continually getting bigger and bigger and better. With Access Avenue, I noticed there was a gap in life again with doing my masters and realising that I'm not the only one with lived experience, and I'm not the only one going through what I did. And that was where I want to promote accessibility and inclusion to every organisation and explain that this is just not a Northern Ireland issue, it's not just a UK issue, it's not just an American issue, it is an entire global issue that needs quickly sorted if any of us are all going to, for the future, to future-proof it for everyone. Accessibility is key, and it is key to unlocking the purple pound.
Yeah, you never sleep, you work all the time, and you have a smile and never complain. All right, so that's sim Jenny Gold, and, Kelly. Kelly, if you scan correct me if I'm wrong, if Kelly scans the Access Avenue code here, right, that's how she can find, Just Us and everything else, right?
That
For
will
you.
that will probably bring you to my Access Avenue website, and everything's on that. If you can't find me there, just look for Access Avenue on Instagram and Facebook. I'm Shelley Cowan on LinkedIn, and I probably soon should have my own YouTube channel. I haven't got that far just yet, but
We're gonna get you there.
I
We'll get you there.
have a lot to do.
That's all right. Now you got more help. Look at this. I mean, this is they're getting ready for Thanksgiving. It's 8 o'clock, and look, it's full. I mean, it's wow. And they're not here for me. They might be here for me a little bit, but they love to support good people that just say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, we didn't wake up. I, when you said I just thought I was throwing a party, and look what happened. I started a movement. I just thought I was trying to make some friends and getting told no all the time on LinkedIn, and I started a community. I didn't plan on that either, right? I had no idea what I was doing, and that's what the Hounds is full of. And so you're not alone. You're in good company, and Kelly's got a lot of stuff going on with veterans and disabilities and things like this, dear to her heart. So we'll connect you. She's a Hound as well, and so many people. And so now let's go ahead and move to Charlene, and we're going to put Purple Tuesday. So I got the calendar. All right. So thanks to Shelley. And by the way, I saw y'all singing. And go to Shelley's LinkedIn. If you want to smile, just go. Like I'm sitting here like I need to get out more often, man. This woman is never. She's just flying around in a purple cape, just helping everybody all the time, having fun. It's amazing. So, and you can't help but not smile around her. She's the most positive person. And then here comes Charlene, right? Same way. So tell us all about it. Just give us the skivvy, and then where can folks tap into the website? I'll put the QR code up, and how can they get involved?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Purple Tuesday, as I said earlier, it's about spotlighting and raising awareness about why disability inclusion and accessibility is important, and celebrating and recognizing the value of the customer with a disability. And the way we have purposely made it easy to access for organizations to get involved. What we want organizations to do is simply make one commitment to change a practice each year, implement that change, and then celebrate the changes that are happening globally on a Global Recognition Day, which takes place each November. And so the next date in the diary, the save the date, is November 4th, 2025. So that's going to be the next global celebration day. And that's where we just celebrate the accessibility changes that have happened across the world. And we just celebrate the disabled customer and the value that they bring. So that's how, my call to action to people here is sign up, make your commitment, pledge to that change, and then, over the next 12 months, make that change and be part of that global conversation on the 4th of November. And then for those organizations that need support, they don't have to do it on their own. Like, we provide training, we provide, if they need support in terms of understanding where the accessibility issues are in their businesses, we can help them identify that so that they can then make the changes. And so our website, purpletuesday.co, go there, it's all there. And just follow me on places like LinkedIn and so forth, and you'll be able to keep up to date with all the stuff that's happening.
All right. Hey, look, people started scanning the codes. I'm getting messages, and my family's not watching my show. I'm gonna give y'all the email address. Y'all get on them about that. See, even Bob Feathers came today. Come on now. So, hey, Kurt Robbins is here. Good to see you. Bob is still here. Man, I gotta catch up with Bob. So many Hounds, and like I said, we'll connect you all. Claudia, um, she's amazing, and we're gonna get her on there too. So listen. Thank you, ladies, so much. I would keep you till midnight, but you don't want to do that. So we'll have a part 2. But I love having you in the Hounds. We got to get Charlene over there now. So you all are amazing. Thank you all, Hounds, and remember, December 1st or 2nd, that's a Monday. Give me a little grace. The Hounds goes next level. Right. This is not a theory. This is for people who are heart-centered, high-level professionals. We don't want to get out and talk about us all daggum day. You know what we do? We get out there and talk about other people, and guess what they do? Because they're like us, right? They talk about us, and then and then they introduce us, and we bring value, and they bring us value. This is very profitable. But December 2nd, Hounds goes next level. All right. It's everybody is going to explode this, right? Um, so can't wait. Attend a group call, message one of us if you want to know more about it. And thank you, ladies, for what you do. You do a lot for people. And not only are you doing it for them, you're getting people up to fight, with people and for their own battles. And this is amazing. So thank you all so much. I can just go on and on, but I just want to say one
Can I
thing.
just say I'm absolutely honoured to be a Purple Tuesday ambassador for Northern Ireland, to promote, to get Northern Ireland up there to the same extent as the rest of the world. Within a month, we have had half of Northern Ireland illuminated purple. So if we Northern Ireland can do it, any country can.
You can see why I chose the lovely Shelley as my Northern Irish ambassador. The little powerhouse that she is it's just fantastic, and this is why we need people like Shelley in every town across the world, championing accessibility and championing the disabled customer like she does. And I'm super proud of you, Shelley. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you.
See, it just love all around. Dadgummit. That's how we do it. And Sue Coleman, Sue Coleman is busy lady, and she showed up. Hey, Sue, call my wife and say, "Why are you calling this man, dude? Go pull up YouTube." That's yeah. I'm gonna give you the email address. All right. So we have fun here, but I cannot wait until December. Right now, we're gonna look changing one life a week, 2 lives a week. We want to see 200 lives change, businesses expanded and grown. Because the Hounds, yeah, we're all about making money. But you know why? It's not the money that why we're after it. It's the stuff we can do with it, right? The next time we see causes like this, we can go out there and make a big monetary difference. That's why we're doing what we do, everyone. And oh, look, she came later, but she's here. Dr. New, our kindness queen. She is the ambassador of kindness worldwide. So, yeah, Kevin Smith can pick them just like Charlene can, because you couldn't have had a better first ambassador. I'm telling you this. I'm glad she stalked me on LinkedIn. We're still debating that. She says I'm stuck. I stalked her.
That is not the way that worked. I would say it was quite the opposite.
No, this time I don't know. We'll have to go back and we'll pull the records. I'm gonna go back on my post. I'm pretty sure. All right. But hey, everybody have a good day. Next Wednesday, well, actually Tuesday, we have a special guest on the Mike King Show. That's our radio show with Mike King Biz on ESPN RBA 106.1. We're gonna have Noni. All right, so most people know Noni, and she has OZK Studios, and we're proudly partnered and sponsoring with them. And it's amazing. They have a lot of great podcasts coming up, everybody. So go check out Noni, Noni. And I think everybody knows Noni. But then we're going to have next week, on next Wednesday, a holiday special with folks in the mental health space with David coming back so we can really get ahead for the new year, not sabotage and go downward spiral in the holiday season with the food and stress, and really supercharge our January, our 2025. That's going to be our year, folks. And I never say that. I'm not the person that says that every year. This year, absolutely. Decade of dominance is what we're all about. We're going to go out there and make things happen and make an impact, huge impact in this world, because it's about time. Why not? Right? Why not us? So thank you all. Appreciate you. Love you guys too. And we'll see you on the next one. All right. Princess Wave. Let me go find the buttons. Might be a long wave, but nope, I found the buttons. Yeah, maybe I will hit the wrong button this time. Let's see. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.